So guys, the FIDE World Chess Championship presented by Google is heating up in Singapore. It's Gukesh versus Ding Liren. This is round 3. Ding won the first game, second was a draw, and we'll be looking at the third game here. They both will be playing a total of 14 games and the winner will be crowned the World Chess Champion. Alright, so Gukesh is playing as white and Ding is playing as black.
Now in the first game, Gukesh had played e4, to which Ding responded with the French defense, and Ding in fact played that pretty well and he won that game. So in this game, Gukesh plays something different and he opens with d4, knight f6, knight f3, d5, we have a mirror image on the board, c4 and then e6. This is the queen's gambit declined. C takes on d5, e takes on d5 and the pawns are exchanged. Knight c3, c6, he defends the center, queen to c2, preparing for something like e4, g6 from Ding with the idea of bishop f5, attacking the queen and also maybe stopping white from getting his own bishop on d3 and taking control of this diagonal. h3 from Gukesh, bishop f5 as expected, he attacks the queen. Queen moves out of the way and he attacks on b7. Queen b6, a very natural response, welcoming a queen exchange. But Gukesh instead targets the bishop with g4. He's trying to push him out of this diagonal and take the spatial advantage on the king side. Ding decides to exchange the queens, pawn takes and the queens are off the board. Gukesh has been playing this almost instantly, so it seems all preparation till now. Ding gets his bishop in, going after this b3 pawn and also making it a little uncomfortable for white to castle on the queen side. Bishop f4 going after this knight and also attacking this pawn. Now look, this b3 pawn is like a poisoned pawn. If you try to take it with the bishop, then after knight d2, bishop c2, this bishop is actually trapped. Just look at this. And here, even if he goes to c4, white still gets into a very good position where he attacks this pawn and gets a very good central control. And just to let you know, black cannot defend with b5 because you have this tricky little line where white can sack his knight. He opens up this beautiful diagonal and this rook is gone. Therefore, after bishop f4, Ding did not take this pawn. Instead, he played h5. He applies pressure on g4 so that the bishop can come back to this square. But Gukesh just doesn't allow him that option. Rather than push or capture, he smartly defends the pawn with rook to g1. Ding captures on g4, Gukesh recaptures, and then Ding plays the best move here, knight b to d7. But he spends more than 30 minutes to find this move. Gukesh has a significant time advantage now, which is more than an hour. Now knight to d2, he defends the b3 pawn. Ding goes for rook to g8, a very good move with the idea of pushing g5, and more importantly, that will also make some space for his bishop, as this will open up a couple of squares to go back. Now if you straight away attack the bishop, he can attack yours, and if you go back, he can go back as well. Therefore, in this position, Gukesh does not allow Ding to push that pawn, and he himself pushes g5, attacking the knight. So the knight is kicked away, he attacks the bishop retreats, Ding plays rook h8 with the possibilities of some discovered attacks, but Gukesh doesn't care. He's planning to strike in the center with e4 and lock down the bishop inside. We have a discovered attack from Ding, but the bishop simply moves out of the way. And then comes probably the first turning point of the game where Ding plays rook to h5 because that allows Gukesh to play e4. The bishop is now trapped. Ding could have probably escaped with his bishop, or even something like bishop e7, bishop f2, and then bishop f5 would have been a better continuation for Ding. But that didn't happen. He played rook to h5 and Gukesh seizes the opportunity and closes down the bishop with e4, and the bishop is in trouble. Ding captures, Gukesh recaptures, and then comes knight to e6. Now we are at halfway of the time control. Gukesh still has 1 hour 11 minutes remaining, whereas Ding only has 23 minutes remaining. This is a significant time advantage for Gukesh. And now Gukesh attacks the bishop with rook to c1. Now Ding picks up a pawn and he defends the bishop. Bishop f2 attacks the defender. Bishop g7 defends the knight. Now we've reached a very crucial point in the game. Here, if you take on d4, it is not that great because after bishop takes, rook g2, bishop takes pawn, knight takes, bishop e3, we have this double attack, and now in fact black is slightly better. Therefore, in this position, it is very important for Gukesh to play the best move here. And in fact, he finds it. He finds the brilliant move, knight to e2, undermining the support of the bishop. Now black can't take like this because after bishop takes on e2, both the bishop and the rook are attacked. He also can't take on b3 because after the knight is captured, bishop is taken, knight takes bishop and white is up a piece. Therefore, in this position, Ding captures on b3 with the knight. But then rook takes bishop, knight takes knight, and then king takes the knight. It is very important to take with the king because if he takes with the rook, knight e5 and all these threats are coming. So you don't want to get into that position. Therefore, in this position, king takes on d2 is a very good move from Gukesh. Ding still continues with knight e5, but now Gukesh has an extra piece for 2 pawns. So he holds the advantage, and plus Ding is under serious time pressure. Then we have knight d4 preventing this knight fork. Rook d8, black pins the knight. So king e2, he moves out of the pin and he avoids any of these tricky little forks. The other rook comes down, the bishop is pinned. Gukesh breaks that pin. a6 from Ding, moving it away from the line of attack. b3, a similar idea, taking it off the dark square so that the bishop can't attack it in the future. Plus this also controls c4. We have a few more consolidating moves from Ding and Gukesh. And after king e7, 30 moves are done. Ding still needs to make another 10 moves in the next 6 minutes to reach time control, whereas Gukesh still has 22 minutes left on the clock. That's a significant time advantage. Rook to d1 from Gukesh, getting it on the open file. Ding takes a lot of time to make the next move. King e8, only 1 minute and 50 seconds left for Ding on the clock. Bishop g3, we have a double attack from Gukesh. Rook h5 going after this pawn. Knight f3, Gukesh offers a knight exchange. Ding takes it, Gukesh takes back with the king. Bishop d4 from Ding this time. He attacks the rook. Rook h1 offering a rook exchange. But Ding takes the g5 pawn instead, but now he has only 9 seconds left on the clock and he has still 5 more moves to make. Seems impossible for Ding to save this. Bishop h3 from Gukesh, the best move. He attacks the rook and the rook has to stay on the d file to defend this bishop. Ding just has no option. Even if he plays rook d8, you run into a skewer. And that's just curtains for black. Therefore, in this position, Ding quickly plays f5. He does not have time. Bishop f4 from Gukesh. Again, he makes the best move. Ding is nervous. He picks up the rook. His hands shake. The pieces fall over and Ding loses on time. That's how the game ended. Gukesh wins this and he ties the match. What a nerve-wracking game that was. In case you're wondering how white would win this, well, the best continuation for Gukesh would have been bishop takes on f5. Now, since both the rooks are under attack, if rook takes, bishop d7 check, king takes bishop, and the other rook is lost. Basically, Gukesh wins this easily from here because he has an extra rook. What an amazing game from Gukesh. He strikes back from behind, and now we've seen all the results. We've had a Ding win, we've had a draw, and now we've also seen a win from Gukesh. This sets up the championship brilliantly for the next few rounds. We have a rest day tomorrow, and with 11 rounds to go, the scores are tied. So who do you think will become the world champion? And what could be the final scoreline? Let me know in the comments. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.